Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is the part 4 in this series. In this part we're going to continue where we left off in the last video and we're going to create the UV unwrapping. So let's go. Select these vertices, E to extrude them, R to rotate just like so. In the front view, go with SX to scale along the x-axis. Hit 3 on the keyboard, hold Shift and select all these faces. Grab them from the side view a bit, just like so. In the front view, go with SX to scale them a bit, just like that. Okay, go with E to extrude, G to grab, R to rotate them a bit. In the vertex select these vertices and grab them just like so. Alright guys, all what we need to do now is to fill this hole. And this is not a rocket science, believe me. In the vertex select, hold Shift, select these vertices, F to fill them. Now we're gonna go with Ctrl R to add a loop cut right there. Select these 4 vertices, hit F to fill them. One more time, select all these vertices, F to fill them. Select this one and this one, hit F to fill, select this one and do the same thing. We're gonna go with Ctrl R and add a loop cut just right there. Again, Ctrl R and grab these vertices along the x-axis. Go with G twice to edge slide. Again, we need to add one more loop cut right there. As you see guys, you can of course switch into sculpt mode and add some adjustments. But before that, we need to add one last loop cut just right there. I said that over and over again. We're gonna keep this tutorial series simple and easy as possible. That's why we don't need to add more details right now. But if you like, just go ahead. Alright, now it's time to make everything look smooth. Go with Ctrl 2 to add a subsurf modifier, just like I did. Mouse right click, shade smooth. Okay, we're gonna switch back into sculpt mode again. And please take your time and don't rush. Grab your grab brush and try to improve the body shape. So I'm gonna cut this part because it's not that important in my opinion. When we are done, we need to connect of course everything together. If we select this loop, as you see guys, we have 9 vertices around the neck. And this is highly important. Remember this number. Okay, select the head, tap to edit mode. In the face select all these faces and delete them. Select this loop. As you see, we need more vertices. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, 3 on the keyboard, select all these faces and delete them. In the side view, select all these vertices and grab them a bit just like so. Now we are ready to add a loop cut just right there. And as you see guys, now we matched up the number between the neck and the head. Select the head, hold shift, select the body, go with Ctrl J to join them. Tap to edit mode with these loops selected, go with Ctrl E, bridge edge loop. And again, take your time to smooth the shape and to make it looks good. Alright, for the tail we're gonna go with the cylinder. Go ahead and bring the vertices number down into 12. S to scale and rotate around the X axis. Go with SY to scale along the Y axis. And grab the tail just like so. That looks good to me. Tap to edit mode, Ctrl R and add few loop cuts right there. Select this face, go with I to inset faces and push this face along the Y axis. Again, I to inset faces, just like so. Select this loop as to scale it a bit, and we are done. Ctrl 2 to add a subsurf modifier, mouse right click, shade smooth. Okay guys, now we need to move the pivot point into there. To do that, in the edit mode, A to select everything, and move just along the Y axis. In the object mode, grab the tail back, just like so, and that looks good. Of course, don't forget to save your file. Okay, add a simple material for the tail and the body. It's just for now. Tap to edit mode, select this loop, go with Ctrl Shift plus numpad to increase your selection with all these vertices selected. Add a new material, grab this one, and hit assign. Don't worry guys, this material is not the final material. This material is for the viewport. Select the body, tap to edit mode. Select this loop. Go with Shift D to duplicate it, mouse right click. Hit P enter to separate the object. A to select everything, E to extrude, S to scale. We're gonna go ahead and turn on the snap tool. When you are done, turn off the snap tool. Go to modifiers, add modifier, solidify modifier. I think you got the idea guys. Ctrl R, add loop cuts right there and add the details that you want. It's so easy and we're gonna keep it so simple. Okay guys, now we are ready to create the UV unwrapping. But before that, let me tell you what does UV unwrapping do. UV mapping or unwrapping is a process which used to apply 2D textures or images on 3D models. Alright, we can switch to UV editing section from here. In this mode we have the object mode and the edit mode as well. In the edit mode, A to select everything. As you see guys, on the left side we have what we called UVs. If we select some faces on our model, that should appear on our 2D section. But right now that doesn't work, and I'm gonna show you why. Imagine that you have a paper and a cube, and you wanna unwrap the paper on the cube. That seems really complicated, right? To be able to do that, you need to cut the paper on specific areas, right? And that's exactly what we are going to do on our model. In the edge select, hold Shift and select all these edges. Go to UV, mark seam. And of course we need to cut the surface around the eyes because this is a different material. So don't apply the mirror modifier for now because we need the symmetry on. Select this loop, go to UV, mark seam. I think you got it. Now select all these edges. Go to UV, mark seam. It's important to know if you will apply a material later on, you will able to see the cuts. That's why we need to control the cuts as much as we can. And if that's possible, try to cut some areas that will not be close to your camera. Okay guys, we are done and now we need to unwrap the UVs. Hit A to select everything, press U, unwrap. And as you see on the left side we have the health for the head, for the arms and for the legs. That's because we have the mirror modifier on at the moment. Go ahead and apply the mirror modifier, tap to edit mode, A to select everything, hit U, unwrap, and there we have it. Make sure to apply this icon to appear the UVs. As you see guys, these vertices belong the head. It's highly important that we haven't overlapping vertices. Make sure that the vertices not overlap. Okay, right, how we can move these islands? Hit 3 to switch into face select, hover the mouse on this island and hit L. Hit G for grab, and of course we need to turn off the proportional editing. One more time, G to grab, and there we go. And if you don't know what overlapping is like this example. You can use the quick menu on the left side. Feel free to explore the icons. We have just talked about that. As you see guys, here we need to separate the arms from the torso. Select all these edges. Go to UV, mark seam, A to select everything, hit U, unwrap. Guys, our material is inside this square, so make sure to keep all these islands inside the square. You need to notice that the bigger the islands are, the more resolution. The smaller the islands are, the less resolution. And of course, everything must be inside the square. Okay, for this character, for the legs, we don't need to have more resolution. That's why we're gonna make them a little bit smaller. But in this way, you cannot tell where are the best resolution areas and where are the bad resolution areas. That's why we're gonna do this instead. We're gonna go ahead and split a new area. Go to shader editor. Of course, we need to add a new material. And in this case, I'm gonna rename it. Okay, go with Shift A or click on Add, Texture, Image Texture. Go ahead and connect the color into base color. We're gonna add a new material. We will rename it. And we're gonna change the resolution into 2K. Change the generated type into UV grid. When you are done, hit OK. In the viewport, we need to switch into material preview to see the material. And here, guys, what we are talking about. The smaller the squares are, the more resolution. The bigger the squares are, the less resolution. And I bet you're gonna ask me what is the best setting that we can have. Well, that depends on what you wanna create. If the focus on the face, of course, we need more resolution on the face. If the focus on the hand, it's the same thing, so it's depends. So in many circumstances, it's very good to have the same resolution on the whole body. In the UV editor, it's better to delete the UV grid image. So in this way, we can see better. So I need to remember you that this tutorial needs to be simple as possible. And of course, we can do a lot of things for the UV editing. But for now, I think that's enough. So we're gonna go a little bit faster, select the eyes, tap to edit mode, select this edge, go to UV, mark seam, A to select everything, hit U, unwrap, and that's it. Go with Ctrl S to save your file. In the shader editor, hold Ctrl mouse right click to disconnect these nodes. By holding Z, we're gonna switch into the material preview. Also, if you hover the mouse on the node and hit M, you can turn it off. Go with Shift A, Texture, Image Texture. Connect color into base color, hit a new, rename this node, and change the resolution into 2K. Also, we need to change the generated type into blank. Okay, first method, let me show you how you can draw on the surface. Go into the top corner right there and click on Texture Paint. Okay, click here and choose the new image texture that we have just created. We're gonna go ahead and select the brush tool, pick a color, and draw on the surface. So easy is that. Ctrl Z to undo. If you press F, you can change the brush size. Shift F to change the strength. These shortcuts are very handy and useful. Make sure to remember them. If we draw harsh edges and we need to soften them, we can use the soften brush for that. Also, the smear brush is a very useful brush. I recommend to pause this video and play with these brushes to see what they can do. The second method that I want to show you, you can draw on the UVs, not on the surface. Let me show you what I mean. Guys, we are in the UV editor. Click here and switch into the image editor. Click here and change the view into paint. And now feel free to draw on the UVs. At the end of the day, you will get the same result, but if you prefer one method on the others, just go ahead. Okay, let's practice that with the eyes. Select the eyeballs. We need to switch back into UV editor. Make sure that you already have generated UVs for the object. Switch back into image editor again. In the shader editor, we're gonna add a new material and rename it. Go with Shift A, texture, image texture. Connect color into base color. Click on new, rename the material, change the color, and hit OK. It looks like that we have some issues. Click here and make sure that we have just the material that we have just created. So if you have other materials, go ahead and delete them from here. Click here and choose the eyes image. Go with Alt S to save your image. Guys, Blender doesn't save automatically the image for us. We need to do that manually. We're gonna go ahead and switch into texture paint. And now we can pick a color and draw on the surface, right? That seems very easy, right? Yeah, it is. But in many situations like this one, you need to draw on specific area. We need to have a perfect circle. So how we can achieve that? Tap to edit mode. In the vertex select all these vertices. Hit tab again to switch back into texture paint and click on this icon. Pick a color. And now we can draw just like that. I think you got it. It's easy, it's simple, and straight to the point. When you are done, don't forget to turn off this icon from here. So guys, there are many different professional ways to draw on the surface, but for now, I think that's more than enough. When you are done, you need to save your image manually. Remember that, Blender doesn't do that for you.